In the lesson on singleton resources, I made a skeleton Lambda function that was going to be doing some tagging of our CloudWatch alarms. And I've fleshed this function out so that we can have a look at a technique for looking at the tags that your construct, I wouldn't say receives, but has applied to it. So I'll just walk you through the Lambda function first. So we're using the v3 Node.js SDK for CloudWatch. We're creating a type that users are going to send us for our custom resource. So we've got the alarm ARN and we've got tags. We've then got some types for the event coming in from CloudFormation. So I've got some basic properties, and then there's three versions of the event. With the create, you get one set of properties. With the update, you get a slightly different set, and with the delete, again, you get a different set as well. And then we've got an event type here, which can be the create event, update event, or delete event. And I haven't filled out the full context object sent to the Lambda function. We're only using one property, so I'll leave it at that. I think that's fine. And then we've got the response that's going to go back, reporting that we've either succeeded or failed in creating, updating, or deleting our resource. And then there's some additional properties there that we can fill in. So I've created this send response function using the HTTP client Axios. That's just my preference for ease. And I've used the Amazon example for this, the AWS example for doing a custom Lambda function for looking up an AMI just to create this function, because I can never remember all these properties off by scratch or off by heart. And here is our CloudWatch client getting initialized. At the start of the Lambda function, we're popping out the event just for debugging purposes and a little log message to say what we're doing. Then in the create or update, oops, I've realized I've written a bug there. That should be update. There we go. Create or update scenario. We are tagging a resource, and in the other scenario, which is delete, we are untagging. After we've done that, we send a response to CloudFormation to indicate we've succeeded. If we have an error at any point in that process, we send a response telling CloudFormation we've failed. So that's a small and simple Lambda handler for a custom resource. So let's go back to our very alarming stack that we had before. And I'm just going to clean up constructs A, B, and C because we're not actually using those. They were just a demonstration of the singleton resource stuff. Okay, and so we have a Lambda function getting created purely so we can look at some of its metrics. And we've got two tagged alarms, both with a tags field. And you might be thinking, well, that's all well and good, James, but what about the tags that have been applied to this app or applied to this stack or applied to a parent construct? Those aren't going to flow into our tags object here, so how can we access them? And actually what we could do is just delete the tags property here. We can go back to our tagged alarm properties, and we'll clear that out. So it's just the native L2 constructs properties for the alarm. But then we need to get the tags from somewhere. We need to be able to pull in the tags from the environment, if you like, not from the environment as in environment variables, but from the constructs higher than us in the hierarchy and the stack and app. So what we can do is we can make our tagged alarm implement ITaggable. So let's pop that in there. And you can see it's now complaining at us because we are missing a field or property. And if you click on ITaggable, there's actually a documentation example here that shows you the usage. So let's take the public read-only field that they put in here. And let's import these values. And then we're going to choose, what's this set to? I'm going to just double check what the custom resource field uses here by default. We've got that type there. So let's pop that in. Could use a slightly different type if we wanted to. We could make a custom one for the tagged alarm, but we'll leave it at this. And then if we go back to that interface there for ITaggable, there's even an example of how you get the tags out. So we're doing this.tags.renderedTags. So let's swap out our props.tags here for this.tags.renderedTags. And we have to be really careful not to choose render tags, which is the wrong thing. We want this.tags.renderedTags. All right, with that done, let's do a synth. And we can pop to template.yaml. We can find one of the custom resources made for our alarms. Here we go, here's the first one. And you can see we have tags criticality, very important. Let me pop up to the bin level, and I'm just going to set this stack into a variable, and we'll do tags.of_stack, and we can add a field, let's say service, and we can say very alarming, and then let's go into that stack, and where are we? Here's our tagged alarm. So we've just got these constructs in today. Yeah, let's keep it at that level for now. I'll tell you what, let's do one more. Let's do the app as well. So we can do tags.of_app.add environment and production, something like that. So we've got a tag at a stack level, sorry, tag at an app level, tag at a stack level, and then a tag being applied to the construct. And let's give it another synth. And you can see that now that field in the custom resource has all of those three levels. It's got the one just applied to our construct, the one from the app, and the one from the stack. So that's how we can use ITaggable and the tags property to receive the tags from the scope that we're in currently, including anything applied just to us and the parent levels, and then use them, for example, in a custom resource.